Welcome to Sting City. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sting City. Thanks for visiting again with me. Today is June 21st, and it's about 85 degrees. So summer has showed up, which is exciting. If you recall, the last video was the swarming video, in which Case, Bosopolis, and Sleepy Hollow both decided to swarm on the same day. And we managed to collect actually both of those swarms that had left their hives. So I have relocated the swarm from Bosopolis into let's get it pointed, this hive here. So this is a swarm from Bosopolis. And at the same time that they were swarming, I had planned to relocate a colony from a swarm trap that I had put out, um, and that didn't make the video at that time. But they have been relocated into this hive here, which I'm happy to introduce to you, Nectar Collector, a hive yet to be named. However, Buzzkill has a nice sound to it, so we'll see what happens. But here is Nectar Collector, and that again is the colony that I moved from a swarm trap. I will put in some footage here of that quick process, but they had been in the swarm trap for about a week and a half before I moved them into the um, hive here, and they had built some honeycomb, which kind of made it a bit of a challenge to pull it out and get into the hive, hopefully without hurting the queen. But we did that successfully. 2 weeks ago, I was able to check into Nectar Collector, and all the right signs: eggs, larvae, capped brood. So that colony is thriving. Quick update on next door to it. Um, This, again, the swarm that I captured from Bosopolis had, as of 2 weeks ago, which was 2 weeks after I put it in the box from collecting it, no sign of a laying queen. So that was pretty disappointing, actually, because I thought we did a really good job collecting that swarm. It was very uneventful. So at that time, I was able to take a frame of eggs and brood from Nectar Collector and move it over. Practicing my dentist skills here with this backwards here. Um, it's only been 2 weeks, so a queen takes 16 days to mature from an egg to hatching, so it hasn't been enough time. So we're gonna leave them be. Um, but we do want to check on Nectar Collector today and see how they're doing. Over here, about 2 weeks ago, I was able to actually harvest some spring honey off of Bosopolis. So very early in the season, I had put honey supers on both Sleepy Hollow and Bosopolis, and I was curious what would happen. But I was excited to be able to harvest about 13 pounds of honey off Bosopolis. Very interesting how different it is from the honey that I harvested last year, late summer, middle of summer, I guess was. Um, so I was excited about that and have been enjoying that honey as well. The unfortunate side of that is at the same time that I pulled the frames of the honey off. I did inspections of these two hives. Again, this was 2 weeks after they swarmed, and I saw no sign of an active queen in either of those hives. I can't explain that. So it's been another 2 weeks, which puts us at 4 weeks from when they swarmed. And again, the swarming, the resident queen and about half the bees leave to find a new home. And they'll only do that though once they know that new queens are ready to emerge in those hives. And I did see signs that queen bees had emerged in both of those hives. So I'm just hoping they needed more time than the 2 weeks to get going. But pop in there and see what's going on with them as well. So that's the long story long. I'm going to get suited up and let's start checking out the bees. Okay, so we're going to start out here with Sleepy Hollow. Let's see what's going on. Best case is we've got a whole bunch of brood in there, signs of a good active queen. Worst case is no eggs, no brood, no queen. So again, this top layer is just a honey super, and I do have a queen excluder, so the queen really shouldn't be up here. That'd be unique. Empty frame. We're gonna zip through these because I'm not so worried about this right now, but ooh, this is a nice heavy frame of nectar and honey and some bee bread in there. Ooh, lots of humming when I do that. All right, so here we go. Stuck in there really well. Ooh, there's a ton of honey here. This is in the hive body though, so this is honey that's for them. They'll be well stocked for the winter. Another very heavy frame of nectar and honey. This is why they're not filling the honey super. Mm, heavy. Well, I can tell you there's more honey in here. Ton of honey in this hive. Unfortunately, it's not where I would harvest it from. Trying to kind of zip through here so I can get through all these hives today, but can't rush too much. Some comb and honey, and then an empty foundation on the backside. Very heavy frame of nectar. Is this honey is harvestable? Oh, this is okay. All right, guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up here. Can you see that right in the middle? We got larva and we got capped brood. Woo-hoo. That was my excited woohoo. And the next frame is more capped brood. So I'll tell you what, I'm not going any deeper. I don't want to disturb them. That is what I need to see, and that is awesome. Now, let's check out Buzzopolis. Hope for a similar result. All right. Now again, we have a queen excluder here, honey super. This is where I harvested the spring honey from. Let's see how they're doing up here. Okay, empty frame of honeycomb. Mm, got some nectar in this one. If you can tell when you lift these frames up by the weight of them, kind of what's going on. You can tell immediately if they're empty because they're very light. These girls are definitely buzzing me a bit more than. Okay, so that's interesting. There is larva and capped brood up here. So that means one of two things, because that was drone. That was a drone. So that could be, I don't know what that is. Laying worker, maybe? No, here's some honey they're starting to cap. There should be no queen up here because there is a queen excluder. So And if the queen was up here, I'd see much more going on than that one cell of capped brood. So I'm gonna take this off and I don't know, see what we see. These girls are definitely much more agitated than the Sleepy Hollow bees were. If there's no queen in here, we have a couple options. One is to maybe try and take a frame of resources at some point, or eggs and not resources, eggs and eggs from one of the other hives, and they can make their own queen. Other option is to buy a mated queen. We'll see what we decide. Bunch of drone. Okay, so here's some. When I pulled this off, you can see there's some larvae in there, which is interesting. That's probably drone larva. So we got to figure out what's going on in this hive. I don't know. I am thankful for my vented suit here because it is toasty, and although I admit I am sweating. It is toasty. Okay. Oh, this is, if you can see that, I'm feeling lazy. I'm not going to walk it over, but this is a frame full of honey and empty comb. All right. So this is not looking good. Here's what we got going on. I'll show you the next frame. We definitely we have a laying worker problem here. This is the same thing I dealt with in Pollinator Palace. So the hive went without a queen long enough that for some reason a worker started laying eggs, but they're unfertilized. And I'm trying to show you. If you can see, they're kind of like bullet shaped cappings on the brood. So that is all drone bees, boy bees. Because a queen or unmated worker can't lay fertilized eggs, which are females. Again, just so you see what I'm talking about here. All of that, although those cappings are raised up like mounds, so that's all drone bees. But they did have queens emerge. You can see like right there on the bottom, those are queen cups. So they did have queens emerge. I don't know what happened. Laying a hive with a laying worker bee is a problem though, because the laying worker bee again is a female bee, but not the queen, and she's not fertilized, so she can only lay drones, but she does emit the pheromones. So to try and introduce another queen, an actual mated queen, they may kill her because they think they already have a queen. I don't think I even need to look in here any further. Lot of activity at the entrance. And then I'm going to tip you up here. You can see right in here all of the bumpy cappings of the brood. So that's more of the same, more drone brood. I picked up some frames, a box of frames at Runnings the other day. And on the box, it had the saying, "A simple hobby with sweet rewards." And they got the second part of that right. The simple part of it, I think that's a little misleading. Okay, One thumbs up, one thumbs down. My high-tech camera rig is not too gracious. If you could see it, it involves zip ties, so it works. So again, this is Nectar Collector. This is the swarm that moved into a trap, and then I relocated into this hive. As of 2 weeks ago, they had all the right signs of the right things going on. I took a frame from here of eggs and moved it into here. Now, uh, this hive was seeming so healthy that a week ago I did put a honey super on. So you'll see here this a queen excluder, and I'm just not gonna get into here. I can see they're busy working, drawing out comb. So we're just gonna take this off. Before I put these hives on this stand, um, I cut the legs down about 8 inches shorter than the other one to help, because you can see you could see on the other hive that once you get those boxes on top, they were getting kind of tall for me. The downside to this is you have to lean over further to get to the lower ones, but we'll see how it works. Let's see what we got in. Okay. Oh, a ton of honey, full honey frame here. Now you'll see though, this is part of what I would call the hive body below the queen excluder. So this honey and what they're doing in here is for their stores. And I got a sneak peek on this frame, and I'm anxious to show you it. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, next frame looks even better. All right, so what I'm going to show you here, this is a beautiful frame of brood, and you can see the lighter color on the outside, that's capped honey, and then all of the kind of beige stuff in the middle, that is all capped bees. Now, this is healthy drone brood. You can see right at the bottom of the frame, there's a little cluster of some kind of bulleted up or bumped up brood. That's drone. That is how it should be. Just a few. Notice there at the bottom of the frame, just like I said, right where we'd expect them to be. And this side is the same. All right. That is great. Another full of brood and larva. That's great. Okay. So we have larva. They are larvae from about day 4 to about day 9. So 3 days as an egg, 6 days as a larva. And I'll show you. Keep an eye out for the queen. Let's here. Um, so if you can see in some of those cells, the little white worms, that's the larva. That's what we want to see. There's some on this side. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but these bees are much calmer. Get the top back on here. All right. So in summary, Sleepy Hollow is in really good shape. Blazopolis, yeah, I'll stop trying to point. Blazopolis is not, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I fear it might be a lost cause. So that's a little disheartening. Going to have to figure out what to do with that. Over here, Nectar Collector is doing great and verging on, isn't that nice? Verging on a population explosion, I would say. And the hive yet to be named. I am resisting the urge to look into it because it's only been 2 weeks since I gave them a frame of eggs. Queen takes 16 days, so I don't want to open it up and um, damage the queen cup or something like that. It's not worth it. So um, let's see what happens. But thanks for watching along. It's always interesting here at Sting City. We just never know what's going to happen next. But until next time, take care.